So, as I've said in other videos, Boots Ennis is one of the most athletically gifted and talented welterweights I've seen in a long, long time. Like I said before as well, that I think Boots is the most athletically gifted welterweight I've seen since a prime Manny Pacquiao. Yeah, like I would go that far. And yeah, like the guy is crazy talented, crazy talented. But talent and athleticism doesn't always equate to success. Like Boots, he's one of my favorite fighters. I'm not gonna lie, he's one of my favorite fighters. But I'm always gonna keep it impartial and unbiased in this channel, irrespective of whether I like the fighter or not. Like I'm always gonna keep it. I'm always gonna give them a fair shake. I'm always gonna give them a fair shake. I'm always gonna be unbiased. So in this video, that's exactly what you're gonna see. Like with my that's exactly what you're gonna hear. Like impartiality and unbiased, like with my predictions and stuff. With in terms of predicting how fights with Boots and other top welterweights are gonna go. So yeah, that's what I'm going to be briefly speaking about in this video. Just Ennis's chances against the other top welterweights. So, if he was to fight them right now, not in a year, not in 2 years, not in 5 years. If he was to fight them right now, how I think he would do. But like I said, I'm going to keep it unbiased. So let's start off with Ugas. I think Ennis beats Ugas. I think Ennis beats Ugas. I think Ugas is a good fighter, good all-round fighter, good skills, but there's nothing he does that's exceptional. So I just don't see Ugas beating him. I could be wrong, but I don't see Ugas beating him. I think it would be a competitive fight because Ugas is a good fighter. He would definitely be the best fighter on Ennis's resume by far. But I just think that Boots just got a bit too much for him. Let's have a look at Keith Thurman now. Right now, I pick Boots to beat Keith Thurman. Yeah, I pick Boots to beat Keith Thurman. Thurman's been so inactive. He's fought like 3 times in 5 years or something like that. He's been one of the most inactive fighters in the sport, inactive top level fighters in the sport. He hasn't fought in 2 years, and he blames it on injuries, but I think it's more than just injuries. I'm sure he wasn't injured for that long. I think he's just not as hungry as he was. He tries to act like he's hungry when in his interviews and things like that, but to me, it's not convincing. I don't think he's hungry like he was in his mid-20s when he was a champion. I think he's lost that hunger for the sport, and he might be tired of the sport because this. And I'm not. This is not even necessarily a criticism of Keith Thurman. When I say all this, it's not. It's not really a criticism because boxing's a tough sport. This is a tough sport. Like doing all the training, the running, the bag, the sparring is grueling, and then you got to deal with the media as well and managers, promoters, and things like that. People trying to rip you off, like just dealing with the business side of boxing as well as the training. Like it's extremely hard. It's extremely hard. Like, I know how hard it is. So this is not a criticism of Thurman. I'm just stating what I see, and this is just my opinion, my perspective. I just think that he's not as hungry as he once was, Thurman. So I think that's largely why he's been so inactive. So yeah, I think that's what's going on with Thurman, and because of his inactivity, and because of the fact that he's not as hungry as he used to be, I'd pick Boots to beat Thurman. I would pick Ennis to beat Thurman. In terms of the big boys now, Spence and Crawford, this one is tough. This one is real tough. I'm going back and forth in my mind with it. Like I wouldn't pick him to beat Crawford right now because I think that Bud is in his technical prime. Like his ability to make adjustments is elite. His counter punching, just his boxing brain, everything. Like it's hard to pick against Crawford now, especially after that performance he put against Sean Porter. It's hard to pick. It's hard to pick against Crawford, man. It really is. And we don't know if Boots has the intangibles. Do you know what I mean? Like the ability to make adjustments. How is he gonna do? How is he gonna deal in a tough fight when things are not going his way? Like, yeah, like technically, how great is he? Because obviously, look, he's looking technically good against these guys that he's fighting at Lipinets and Dorome, but how's he gonna deal with someone like a Crawford? Like that will really now we'll really see how good he is technically. I mean, and Bard's got the experience advantage as well. Obviously, Boots has got the youthful advantage, like he's a lot younger. But I just think that Bard is better technically. Well, at least from what we're seeing, we can kind of say that we haven't really seen Boots against a top level guy to see how great he is technically. But right now, I'd say Crawford is better technically, and it's close. It's real close. I keep going back and forth, but I would just about pick Crawford to beat Ennis right now. Like if the fight happened like right now, and I had to pick gun to head, I would just about edge with Crawford. I would say. I'd just about say yeah, I think Crawford would win, but I don't know. I could be wrong with that, and I think it'd be a razor close fight. A razor close fight. Definitely Crawford's the toughest fight of Crawford's career. I think. I don't think it will be like a. Remember Lubin when he fought Charlo? It was too early for him and he got knocked out in 3 rounds. I don't see that happening with Crawford Boots if it happened right now. Nah, because Boots is a lot more talented than Lubin in my opinion, and I think it's just all round better than Lubin. So yeah, and Charlo, yeah, I do think that Crawford is better than Charlo, but like I said, the gap between Lubin and Boots is quite big in my view. So it wouldn't be like an early knockout and Boots gets washed by Crawford now. I think whoever wins that fight will be very, very close and competitive, I think. But yeah, like I said, I would pick Crawford to beat Ennis in a close fight. But I don't know. I keep going back and forth with that one, like I said. Yeah. Well, in terms of Spence now, assuming that Spence is the same guy he was before the car crash, I would pick. I don't know. I don't know. Like, who I'd pick again is razor close. It's razor close, just like it is for Boots against Crawford. Like these are hard fights to pick, man. Really hard fights to pick. But if it's the Spence that beat Danny Garcia, if it's that Spence, I would pick Boots to win. Yeah, I pick Boots to win in a close fight though. But I pick Boots to win because the Spence that beat Danny Garcia, Spence was not at his best in that fight. He even said so himself. He was not at his best. Like to me, it looked like the car crash affected him a bit. You know, just his coordination. I mean, wasn't his best. His combination punching wasn't at his best. His reflexes weren't at there. But yeah, Spence wasn't at his best in that fight, in my opinion. Still good enough to beat Danny Garcia comfortably, but I think that version of Spence loses to Boots. Still be close, but I think he loses. But for Spence to stand the best chance of winning, he would need to be the Spence that he was pre-car crash. And he can't be going into the camp 3 months out of the fight, drinking, looking bloated like he was against Sean Porter. Like he came into camp quite bloated. Do you know what I mean? Like you can't do that against Boots if he's gonna stand the best chance of winning. So yeah, I think the Spence that was hungry and dedicated and was all about boxing and before the car crash, that Spence against Boots, I don't know. Again, razor close. I have no idea. I really have no idea. A part of me's thinking like Spence would win, but then again, I'm not sure. I'm not sure. But yeah, anyway, in terms of Boots, like he's on the come up. He's on the come up, and I've said in previous videos, like I think that Boots, at the very least, he will become a unified world champion before he retires, at the very least, and that's a minimum. Like he'll probably go on to achieve even more than that. He probably will. But yeah, this guy, like, he's not gonna be a bust. He's not like feel like he's not gonna turn out like Felix Verdejo, Emir Imam, Adrian Broner. Like his career, like those guys were bust because a lot of people were hyping up those guys, saying those guys are the future of the sport and stuff like that, and they weren't even close to being that. None of those guys ever even became like a top 10 pound for pound or close to that. So yeah, they all underachieved in a lot of people's eyes. But I don't see Boots' career following that same path and going the same way. I don't. I don't. Yeah. Now his career won't go the same way as those guys' careers went, in my opinion. But we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. But that's it for this video. So guys, leave your comment section. Leave your comments in the comment section below. I usually respond to all the comments. So yeah, guys, leave your comments below. Hit the like button if you've enjoyed the video. And yeah, that's it for this video. So until next time.